Hello, welcome to a mini episode of Behind the Curtain up in the sponsors lounge here. Matty, first week of pre-season's done. We knew it would be a really tough weekend against obviously two of our biggest rivals, two what looked to be obviously very good sides in this league. What was your thoughts on the weekend as a whole?
Yeah, I think overall, I think it was a good week, productive week for us. We skated, maybe 3, 4 times last week, and we had a gym session that was tough. So the lads were, going into the weekends probably a little bit fatigued already, which is what I wanted. And it makes it difficult. And obviously, look, I think what we've seen, what Sheffield have done in the off season, and with them missing, some really key guys, or if not the main key guys, it was, they look a good team. It was the first time we'd been on the ice with, in a game, and I think it served its purpose for, what we need right now. You can get wrapped up in sort of the scoreline and how the game went, and look, my job to pick the bones out of it in terms of how we played. There was a lot of things in the game I didn't like defensively, and sort of, just how we set up. Look, we've gotten a lot of new players that have come into it, and a lot of them don't know, sort of, even though we've been through it. It's tough. You don't quite grasp exactly how I want us to play, and obviously the lads that played last year understand that. And it's a specific style that I really think it requires a lot of energy, a lot of skating, and they'll get there. And like you say, it was a good game. I thought it was, obviously it's always going to be, but it was intense, and both teams that we played brought plenty as well, and they'll have got plenty out of that. And so that's where we are, and obviously it's all about sort of just getting ready for the season, and not just the start of the season, but just obviously the long sort of marathon that is the year, which we know is a long slog and a lot of games and a lot of travelling. So yeah, it's a good start for us.
In terms of obviously, we don't want to get bogged down in the results and sort of going through that. We've got all season to do that, but picking out, as you say, breaking down that performance, a couple of the positives. One of them, obviously, winner of the captain's hard hat, and Sonny Cohen Taylor. Obviously, what a weekend for him.
Yeah, I thought he's brilliant, and I think more than anything, it's sort of relieved me in a sense, in a way. Look, I've had my eye on Cohen. I've known about him. He's obviously a whole junior, so I know who he is. I've known his family a long time. So, and it's just, obviously he's 18, right? So he's going to need time, and he needed, last year he probably wasn't ready. And, due to circumstances where we are this year, it's one of them where, I distinctly remember doing the same thing with Deck Jones last year and going, right, that's it, I'm just playing him. And at that point it was sort of fish that missed out, and sort of that's just the way it goes. We've seen what Deck Jones has done from there. I think that kid was brilliant this weekend, and he's only getting better, and he's a real proper third line player in this league now. I think he's really showing how good he is. And Cohen, look, it's great to be able to have someone like that I can, there's still a lot of things he needs to learn at this level. But his skating, the way he sees the game, how tough he is as a kid. He took some big hits on Sunday, and he just got straight back up. And I love that. And he fits into the room straight away. He's a good lad. Yeah, and it's massive for us that we've got that. To be able to call on. The fact he's young as well, and we do have some older legs, especially with Willie and and Fish as well, and obviously Davey coming into it this week. So yeah, it's good for us that we can, and I think he's ready. I think he's going to, most likely he'll stay with us. He's definitely playing this weekend, and then we'll see where he goes. But yeah, it's likely that he's going to play with us this year. So
Another one only announced actually the day before the Sheffield game, was with us for that Sheffield game, as he played very well seemingly for the Jets on Sunday night as well. Ethan Daintiff as well.
Yeah, he's been with us all summer, sort of on the ice with us, and he's impressed me a lot. The kid, he's grown very tall now, and he's got a lot of skill. And again, I think with Ethan, it's going to be a little bit more time before he sort of matures into his body more than anything, and sort of can deal with the physicality of what this league is. But yeah, another one definitely for the future, and he'll be in and out maybe a couple of games this year, and it's good to have that. And he trains with us every week as well, so that's good for his development. And obviously, then with the Jets, I think that I'd like to see him really try and dominate more this year and at that level, and show that he's he's more than capable of dominating at that level and being able to come with us.
Early thoughts on, obviously, you've seen Kaden on the ice in anger for the first time, and what the fans will thought of those two performances. So obviously, getting his first goal with a nice tip in front on Sunday.
Yeah, look, I think obviously with Kaden, I think it's a new league, right, and maybe a different sort of level that maybe I don't know what he was expecting necessarily, but I think I think what we saw is two really good teams. So yeah, I thought he dealt with it pretty well. There's some things that I'll need to speak to him just sort of about where he is on the ice and some minor details like that, but. Again, like he showed a lot of grit and a lot of determination. He played fast and yeah, look, it's early doors, and we'll see how sort of things progress there. But yeah, I thought for all the new ones. I thought they did as well as they probably could have in the first weekend.
And talking of not new ones, but a couple of big performances on the Sunday, I thought Geordie had an excellent game in net on the Sunday. Obviously, he probably didn't deserve 5 past him, and then Lee Hatrick, second night into obviously just pre-season, but. Against the Leeds side, if Lee can carry that throughout the season, it's another huge addition. So obviously last year it took him a little bit of time to get going again.
Yeah, really, I was buzzing for Lee because obviously, look, we probably didn't see the best of Burns last year at all. He knows that, and I think obviously he's a whole lad. He cares about it a lot. He's quite an emotional kid in terms of he can get down on himself, quite a lot, and to see him work hard this summer and be in better shape and be ready to, and I've given him this chance again to be on a top 6 with Huey that he's played with before, and they've got a good relationship there. I thought they've, seamlessly sort of got back into their sort of knowing each other's games and stuff like that. And I think it's only going to help Lee massively this year. And look, it's time, where he is in his career, his age, that, it's coming into time where, you do want to see him produce. We all know how good he is, and how good of a talent he's been, and the promise that he's shown for years now. And obviously we've seen him produce before in Hull and Sheffield, etc. But yeah, I think now it's time, we see the Lee that we saw Sunday and really take control on games. And I thought he was brilliant on Sunday. Not just the goals, I thought his skating was, he got us out of trouble a lot of the time, just skating the puck with speed. He looks faster this year. He looks like he's playing with more intensity, more bite. And that's all the things that I'm asking him to do. And yeah, I think it's good signs.
So, looking ahead to the weekend, obviously Davies can be thrown back into the mix now as well after GB's sort of 4 days in Arborg. Obviously, Davey will be, it shouldn't take him too long at all to get back up to speed, obviously having just done what he's done for the last 2 weeks, but yeah. Excited to see him on the lines?
Yeah, look, I think, obviously, he's going to be in shape. He's just played a lot of games. It's just probably again, like all the other ones, just learning sort of how we play and the systems and sort of the other guys on the team, and learning just how to be within this team, I think, more than anything. But it won't take long. He knows a lot of them, and it's a different level that he's used to, and I think that'll be sort of the thing that Dave will have to sort of work out. And sort of look, I think at this level you are relying on a little bit more, just I guess more minutes and more just responsibility in general. But he's signed back for that. So he knows the score, and yeah, it'll be good to have him in there and help the other guys sort of just with numbers that we have, and we can start getting the pairings together now, which is big for us, and we can start getting a good roll on and going into the first week of the top season.
Just going to say, of course, with Davey now being able to settle and not having Bobby last Saturday, first week with the full side, is that what this week's about? Obviously, once again, results, don't want to say don't matter, they're pre-season games, but they're against our biggest rivals, but it's about performance and settling the guys into the lines ready for Bristol.
Yeah, I think it's real hard, isn't it? Because obviously, as soon as you get into the game, and obviously, it gets intense, and everyone can say they don't care about it, but they do. Everyone wants to win. And I think we saw a lot of intensity on Sunday more than the Saturday, and how much both them teams have been going at each other now for especially last year, and this year will be no different. And we know how good that team is, and we know how good we need to be to match that level this year. So yeah, it'll be again another good week of just sort of getting our game right, going into the season, and sort of getting everybody accustomed to the way that I want us to play. And we've seen that when we play the way that we can, and Sunday proved that. I felt like we was on top a lot of that game, not necessarily with always shots, or necessarily with, but we played intense and hard, and we made sure that Leeds didn't feel like it was an easy game for them. And I don't think any of them could say that, which is what I'm asking us to do, is make it difficult for teams, with just our intensity and how much we put on teams. So yeah, it'll be a good weekend. Obviously, look, we're back at home on Sunday, which is nice, our usual Sunday slot, and the tickets are going really well. I think we're going to be well over what we had in this weekend, and it was pretty busy this weekend. So if we can get up near that 1,500 mark, that'll be exactly what me and everyone at the club wants. And I think the lads, it'll be nice for them to skate out with nearly a full rink as well. It'll be always the best games them ones.
No, it's another exciting weekend to come. Obviously, thanks to Matty for joining us during the week. Obviously, we'll see you after the weekend. And thanks to everyone once again for tuning in Behind the Curtain. Make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. And we'll see you again soon.